The courtroom was silent. Tension hung thick in the air. In the heart of Avignon, France, a chilling case unfolded, exposing the darkest corners of a marriage and sending shockwaves through the nation. Dominique Pelicot, a seemingly ordinary man, stood accused of the unthinkable, drugging and facilitating the rape of his own wife, Gisèle, for over a decade. Dominique, 60, sat emotionless as the charges were read. His betrayal, the prosecution argued, was profound. He had meticulously planned and executed these horrific acts, betraying the trust of the woman who believed she shared her life with him. The evidence was irrefutable. Countless hours of video footage, meticulously catalogued and stored on a hard drive, chillingly labeled abuse. The videos painted a horrifying picture. Gisèle, drugged with anti-anxiety medication, lay unconscious, completely unaware of the horrors being inflicted upon her. Dominique, the man who had vowed to love and protect her, had transformed into her tormentor, her jailer. He had not only orchestrated these crimes but had also profited from them. Sharing the footage online with other like-minded individuals, the judge, his voice heavy with disgust, delivered a chilling pronouncement. "You'll die alone." Gisèle Pelicot, 72, sat with quiet dignity as she prepared to face the man who had shattered her life. Choosing to waive her anonymity, she bravely stepped forward, determined to reclaim her voice and expose the truth. Her eyes, filled with a mixture of pain and resolve, held the courtroom spellbound as she recounted her ordeal. For years, she had lived in blissful ignorance, unaware of the horrors that unfolded while she was unconscious. It was only in 2020, upon discovering the horrifying contents of the abuse hard drive, that the nightmarish truth was revealed. The realization hit her like a physical blow, the life she thought she had lived exposed as a cruel illusion. Gisèle insisted on the videos being shown in court. She wanted everyone to see what had been done to her, to understand the depths of her husband's betrayal. It was a harrowing experience, but she faced it head-on, her courage a beacon of hope for other victims of sexual abuse. As the trial progressed, the defense struggled to counter the overwhelming evidence presented by the prosecution. Their arguments, often contradictory and lacking in credibility, seemed to crumble under the weight of the horrific footage and Gisèle's powerful testimony. Initially, the defense attempted to paint a picture of consent, suggesting that Gisèle had been a willing participant in these activities. However, this argument faltered as medical experts testified to the effects of the drugs Dominique had been administering, confirming that Gisèle would have been incapable of providing consent. Then came the accusations against the other men, approximately 50 in total, who had participated in these horrific acts over the years. Some claimed ignorance, stating that Dominique had led them to believe that Gisèle was a willing participant in a consensual sex game. These claims, however, rang hollow in the face of the video evidence, which clearly showed an unconscious woman being violated. As the trial went on, several of the accused men cracked under the pressure. One by one, they broke down, confessing to their crimes and expressing remorse for their actions. Vincent C., a 43-year-old carpenter, initially claimed that he had no idea Gisèle was not consenting. However, after being confronted with the video evidence, he broke down, admitting to rape and expressing his shame and regret. The Pelicot case has sent shockwaves through French society, igniting fierce debates about consent, rape culture, and the adequacy of existing laws. The sheer depravity of the crimes, coupled with the length of time over which they occurred, has sparked outrage and calls for justice. Protests have erupted across the country, with women demanding better protections and harsher punishments for perpetrators. The trial has also shone a spotlight on the legal definition of consent in France. Unlike some other European countries, France does not have a specific law that defines consent in the context of sexual assault. This case has highlighted the urgent need for legal reform, with many arguing that a lack of explicit consent should be sufficient grounds for a rape conviction. The Pelicot trial is not just about one woman's horrific ordeal, it is a watershed moment for France. The outcome of this trial will have far-reaching consequences, potentially shaping legal precedents and influencing societal attitudes towards sexual violence for years to come. The eyes of the nation are fixed on the courtroom, waiting to see if justice will be served, and hoping that this case will mark a turning point in the fight against sexual violence.